Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus having arrived in Oklahoma City with performances scheduled at the fairgrounds arena. Gary not surprised at the array of circus participant and employees assessing the 2-mile journey from the fairgrounds to indulge in the room accommodations and the provisional refreshments at the Holiday Inn's Pirates Cove. A conversation during an intermission by the pianist, according an introduction to a Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus employee. John was the rigging supervisor for the Flying Caceres, an Argentine trapeze coterie that was performing with the Circus Red Tour. Gary discovering there were 2 Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus groups traversing the country by train, the Red Tour, and the Blue Tour. The musician finding John's chronicle of circus life engrossing, Gary recalling the circus exploits of Toby Tyler, first published in 1881, in his childhood reading days. Mentioning his plans to attend a matinee performance with his young son Scott. The circus artisan returning with a surprising invitation, asking if father and son would like to join him for a behind-the-scene tour of circus life. Gary without hesitation confirming his acceptance, John inscribing for them to meet him at the train's pie car around 11 tomorrow morning. The morning, father and son finding themselves at the railroad siding adjoining the fairgrounds in search of what was designated as the pie car, the appointed place of consignment to commence the tour. Inquiring with who he presumed to be a circus employee, pointing out the railway coach, Gary discovering the pie car was circus vernacular for dining car, serving as the mobile kitchen and dining room for the performers and workers. A staff of 5 preparing meals around the clock, averaging 1,000 to 1,500 meals per week, and with over 17 countries represented on the train, the chefs finding recipes for each. Preparing a mainline meal from a different country at least once a week. Gary and his son directed to pie car's berth among the 60-car rail expedition that extended over a mile when traveling. The 2 boarding, seating themselves, striking the time, beginning to have doubts as to John's circus allegory, and then their fear was abated as he appeared. The threesome entering the fairgrounds arena building beneath the seating in the catacombs, the preparation for the afternoon matinee was commencing. Viewing the animal holding area, John led them towards a row of elephants, their posterior side prevalent, a worker slapping the pachyderms, voicing a indistinguishable command so the 3 could walk between them. Gary questioning about the command, their guide nonchalantly discerning that most elephant commands were spoken in German, and everyone including the performers could speak what was known as a Siazarn, a circus dialect. A blend of 6 languages, a time-tested means of communication. 6-year-old, Scott was wide-eyed walking among the menagerie of well-disciplined animals and the ongoing bustle of activity, their guide asking if the 6-year-old would like to sit on one. The boy sizing up the feet but declining. Venturing into infamous Clown Alley, in reality it was a capacious dressing room. The makeup creations were in progress and an overwhelming sense of celebration was experienced, a conversing dialect of languages and excitement. Gary reasoning, clowns will be clowns. Their circus guide introduced the 2 visitors to the rigging pulleys and nets, their host registering that he was not part of the assembly crew. Although he was well acquainted with the task having acquired years of experience in that position, his responsibility was to measure and ensure the proper tolerance and tension was applied to the rigging apparatus. Gary concluding, there was a myriad of dedication and concern to be a circus laborer or performer. Your entire existence orbited in your discipline, as many of the performers were called upon for roles in other segments of the program. The tour continuing, the guest observing a heightened sense as the performer's attention focused to detail, readying their preparations for the afternoon matinee. John finally announcing he would have to depart as it was time to ready his crew for the upcoming performance, directing Gary and Scott to a seating section beside the circus band. A corded-off section reserved for guests and dignitaries, the ringmaster making his appearance, the musician realizing that the show must go on.